Hello everyone, Agent Gold here, and welcome to Let's Play Ittle. If you're a regular follower of my channel and you're watching this live as I'm putting it up online, I know what you're thinking. Well, this isn't Shantae. Aren't you working on your Let's Play of Half Genie Hero? Well, of course I am. Right now, I'm waiting for the blue outfit code yet. I don't want to go forward if I can help it until I have that code in hand. So to just buy a little bit of time, I thought I might take a look at this game. This has kind of a similar aesthetic to Shantae in terms of being kind of silly, having kind of a serious story, being all around fun, being an indie title. You'll kind of see what I mean. So It'll Do is it's a Legend of Zelda-like game, and it's very heavily focused on puzzle solving. So as far as that goes, I will be going through the game and I will be going through a number of the puzzles. But for the ones that are a little more thought intensive, the ones that would take you a few minutes to figure out even while looking at it, I'll do a couple of editing tricks so that I show you the solution, but you don't see the solution unless you're looking for it. I'll kind of just take little clips of what I'm doing and try to edit them together. So with all that out of the way, let's jump right into the game, shall we? Ittle Do is actually the name of the main character. And there she is. Well, would you look at that? An entire island just reeking of adventure. I sure hope that's adventure I'm smelling. Is there a swamp nearby? Who cares? Let's check out that dirty old cave. Right, I'm taking a nap in the tipsy button. Call me if you need me. And I don't need this display time on screen since this is not a speed run. This is just a typical run. So there's not really all that much in the way of dialogue in this game. Like when you move close to something that has words, whether it's a person or a sign, the bubble just appears like that. Other than a few conversations like you saw between Ittle and her friend Tipsy. The hint-giving fellow who has a bit of an addiction for health potions. I can call him up anytime for his advice on whichever puzzle I'm looking at, but for the most part, he just tells me if I have the items that I need to complete a puzzle or not. So this first cave here is just, it's all about getting a feel for how the game works, stepping on switches to open doors. I see spikes on the floor over here. I cannot even try to move across them, so there's a mysterious door over there. We might be able to get to it later. It might just be there as a distraction. Blocks with arrows on them can be pushed around. You can't pull on blocks, so you have to be able to push it. And anytime you see fire on the floor like this, you can light the stick that Ittle has on fire and use it to light fires. Yeah, Ittle's starting weapon is just a stick. It's nothing fancy. We'll get a little bit more gear as we go. It is Zelda-like after all. We're not letting anyone through. Word. So don't try smacking that magic crystal sleeping over there. Beat stuff up until we solve the puzzle? Got it. And yeah, you can hit the gates and the doors and it will show you what you need to do to get past them. So to get past the gate, we'll just turn on the crystals and then whack that poor sap to open the door. And one last puzzle in the tutorial area. Blocks can be used to press switches. Ittle can be used to press switches. So some puzzles, you need a block for every switch except one. So there's areas off to the sides that I can't reach yet because of these little logs in the way. These are a very odd type of one-way door. When I approach from the other side, these will be gone. What does Tipsy have to say? Alright, so we're heading up to a castle that's up here. And one more area off that way, another one-way set. Nothing interesting to find in a trash can. And here's the item shop, or rather the Itan shop. Wow, look at all this total crap! Ah, an adventurer. I'm Itan Carver, and this is my shop. Carved all these items myself, I did. What, even the swordfish? Especially the swordfish. So, what do you need? A raft, please. I'd rather not be stuck here if the adventuring isn't up to par. Oh, but of course it is. The most adventuresome island you ever saw. Tell you what, I'll carve you a raft for free if you can bring me something called the artifact from the castle up north. In the meantime, I bet there's lots of gold in the castle too. Go get some, then buy something. So he's got an ice wand, a portal wand that does weird things, and a fire sword. And the fire sword is the cheapest one, so we'll go ahead and get these in the order that they are, from cheapest to most expensive. You can get them in any order, and it opens some interesting pathways when you do that, but we'll just do a simple run for now, and that way if you want to pick up the game later, you want to go through and figure out how to do the different paths, you can do that. Or if this playthrough happens to be really popular and you guys would like to see me do different combinations or different orders, I can always do that. And I just noticed the magic 8-ball in the foreground that says, "Stop shaking me." I feel bad for it. But not bad enough to do anything, so we'll move forward to the castle for now. And there is another way out through Itan's shop over there. We'll end up over there before this video is done, don't worry. So the castle is a very interesting kind of maze that signs us to shop at Itan's. I'm going to need some kind of items to get through this room, so I can't go this way yet. The castle's kind of like a hub or an overworld, but it's a maze that you have to figure your way out through, and the goal is to reach the final boss room. See this area behind the spikes? I'm guarding here. Okay. You're lucky I'm not guarding over there right now, or I'd have to stab you with my spear. This is castle security. At least they won't care when we loot the place. So yeah, the guards here, they're not all that interested in what they're doing, at least not these ones. The purple-skinned girls are a species called Jennies. And these are frog Jennies, dressed in the frog suits. And there's not too much to them. They just kind of wander around. They will poke you if they get close. I don't have to hit these ones for any specific reason, so we'll just let them be for now. There's an achievement in the game if you go through it without hurting any Jennies at all, but in order to do that, you need to skip a specific one of the items, which we'll see later on. So to get through this door, I need to light those piles of wood on fire. To do that, I need to open that door so I can get fire, so I can light torches. It's pretty simple so far. And here we see ice blocks, which once you push them, they just keep sliding till they hit something. Okay, that's just sick. Is that a heart? Where did you get that? From the ground. Don't eat stuff off the ground. 5-second rule. Yep, this game is kind of silly. It makes fun of some of the Legend of Zelda conventions. It's definitely not worse off for it. So this door's open from the other side. That's the switch that I hit before. I've been through this a number of times, so I kind of know what goes where. It'll keep things going at sort of a nice clip, but at the same time I'll do my best not to spoil any of the more intensive puzzles. So here's a treasure chest, and some of the treasure chests in the castle contain large sums of money, and that's what we're after. Yeah, I suppose the big old money sign on the floor gives away which one does that. So if I step over here... They took our lunch money. Ah! This is the area that's on the other side of Itan's shop. It's a warp garden. Anytime we step on a warp portal inside the castle, it'll bring us here, and we can use it for shortcuts when we're exploring later on. So now that we got some cash, let's pick up the fire sword. I don't have the fire sword itself, but I'll send you to the Toasty Caves where you can get it. Deal? I guess that's as good as we're gonna get. I do enjoy the animation in this game. It's maybe nothing like Shantae per se, but it has a very unique style to it. Everything is kind of wobbly, at least the things that aren't part of the background. They kind of just have a vibrating outline sort of thing going on. It's nice. It certainly looks very nice. Okay, so this door is a professional shortcut. If I can figure out how to slide these ice blocks to press that switch, I can open the door. It saves time if you go through the professional shortcut, but it's trickier puzzles than normal. For this playthrough, I will not be using any professional shortcuts, at least not to skip anything. Once I've collected more items, I might use some of the ones in the castle just to explore more areas, but I won't be trying to skip any portions of the game using them this run. It's a fire sword. I guess it's like your stick is permanently on fire now. You can melt ice and light bombs and torches and stuff. Okay, so that replaces the stick. And yeah, I can just very easily do that. What's through this door? Get the fire sword, go west. So these old men appear in the dungeons every now and then. If he looks kind of goofy, that's because he's actually a scarecrow made of straw with a record player inside. We kind of find that out throughout the game as we go. So, if you don't take the professional shortcut, then the rest of the dungeon is essentially a tutorial about all the different ways you can use the item that you just got. And, yeah, these volcanoes in mine carts on rails. You just have to put something on the track path in order to get past them. And, yeah, now we're getting more into what I would actually call a puzzle. So I see that if I try to go to the right, there's 2 blocks in a row. I can't push a block through a block or push 2 blocks at once or anything. So we're going this way. And I can push that block out of my way, but then it's in the way of that block, so we gotta get rid of that one. And let's see here. Yeah, if I just light these bombs, that will do what I want it to. Now that shows you that bombs destroy things that are on all 8 sides of them. So you don't have to get the bomb right up next to what it is you want to break. And I believe I just go up here. 1 more bomb to light, and we're through the room. So that's not too bad. Good for learning the ropes. And I believe to get through this room, I'm going to have to put out those torches. So let's see here. This is okay to do. Yep. So here's how we're going to do it. We're just going to push an ice block onto each torch until they all go out. There we go. Bombs can be pushed. So in order to get through here... Oh, I see. There's a snake pattern on the floor even that shows you where to push the bomb to. This game does have some subtle hints like that, little decorative spots on the floor. And what have we here? Okay, I don't even have to deal with that guy, I just had to light torches to move through. Now, had I taken the professional shortcut earlier, this is where it would have come out. It's just like 1 room and then you're here. And the tip is ice travels across spikes, so I want to go that way. I have to press that button, If I want to go through here, I have to put out these torches. If I'm going to put out these torches, I'm going to need both ice blocks, and I can't get at that one unless I come at it from the other side. So let's get that switch pressed and get around to the other side. Now here's another sort of clever bit. Bombs are not the only things that can explode, and they're not the only things that can break up cracked rocks. So that's the answer to that room back there. And with that, we're actually in the boss room for this dungeon. Okay, give me a second, I'll try this. Ah, mademoiselle, that our dogs out for Vera over Satana. Okay. You don't know what that means, do you? Nope. Neither do I. Let's fight. Very straight and to the point so far, is it not? There is actually a little bit of deeper stuff as we go further on, so it's not like this is entirely 100% silliness, in case anyone's worried about that. So, if I try to hit this guy with the sword, he just parries, he blocks, he's very good at that, but he stays in place when he does so. I have to lure him over to where the bomb is, blow it up on him. Then he drops a few enemies around the room. When I deal with them, he'll be back. And the old Legend of Zelda had its likes. They looked like a pile of pancakes crawling around, so this game just went a step further and made piles of pancakes crawling around. By the way, I should check Tipsy here. Tipsy will just give you advice with each boss, what you have to do in order to defeat them in case it's not obvious. That guy likes to charge at you when you move past him in his line of sight. And I've taken a lot of unnecessary damage to him because of that before. But he's fairly simple. 2 hits, and he's defeated. This game is sort of non-violent in the way that enemies are defeated. They just burst into confetti. Hey, it's a piece of paper. Tape that thing to your life bar and let's find some more of them. Now, yeah, the different dungeons, they all have their piece of gear that you can find, but they don't have anything that you can accidentally miss. No, the more exploration-based prizes take place outside the dungeons. Right now, since I... wrong button. Where's the map? There's the map. Since I got shot off to the dungeon, I need to find my way back to the castle, but let's see if we can explore a few rooms before we get there. And the red gates and the red doors usually means that in order to open them you have to defeat enemies, whereas the gray gates and the green doors are based on other puzzles. And here we see the game's main form of treasure, these cards. A whole treasure chest just for a card? Bummer. Let's try another chest. What, you mean any cards we find are worthless? Think of them like vitamins. They're just there for the flavor. So yes, each area outside of a dungeon will have some cards to find and a piece of paper to find. Pieces of paper are basically Legend of Zelda's pieces of heart. So they are worth finding, silly though they may be. And let's take a peek at the Master Cave that's right over here. And there's another Jenny up there, but she's sleeping on the job. I don't believe it's possible to interact with her in any way whatsoever. I'm just gonna look around here. One time, just one time in this game, I accidentally triggered a conversation in that area. I've never been able to do it again. I'll try one more time during this playthrough, see if we can just happen to catch it. But for now, Hey, it's another statue! So what's up? Wanna hang out with the coolest girl ever? Wait, Ittle, you're a girl? I kind of love jokes like that, where it's like something that obvious and a person can't tell. So this is the Master Cave, and the layout looks very similar to a classic Legend of Zelda dungeon. Now if I come over here, there's no way for me to solve this room yet. There's a lot going on, and even Tipsy. Tipsy's very good at knowing what items you need in order to get through any particular place. You can always... There are a lot of puzzles that you can solve using different means than they intend you to, but usually all you need is what you found in the area, so... Like the next place that I find around here, I'll just double check with Tipsy. Yep, all I need in here is the fire sword. So to get through this gate, I need to press that button. And to do that, I'm going to need these ice blocks. Now let me think for just a second. Obviously I need to break one. The question is, which one am I breaking, and where am I pushing the others? I find that the best way to get thinking in this game is to just start experimenting. Never mind if you guessed right or guessed wrong. But I believe I got this just now, yes. And there we go. The game does have a lot of block pushing puzzles and a lot of pushing blocks with ice. So you kind of sort of get used to it, but I've never really memorized what blocks you're supposed to push where. So let's continue moving toward the castle. There's another hidden area. The hidden areas aren't all that difficult to find in this game. It's simply a nice, rewarding feeling when you do look around and find them. I think I screwed that up, so let's try this again. Where do I want these bombs to be? Oh, I remember. I remember this. So that one, I don't want these bombs to blow each other up. I think I just messed up again. I don't want the bombs to blow each other up, so I have to push them aside and make sure that they will, the ones that I need will still be there when I need them. Let's try this. Set that one off. Blow away that rock. Push this one over here and have that one lit there. If I can push bombs and blocks onto spikes, no problem. I can't push them back off because I can't step on the spikes. So yeah, Fire Sword is a great first item to get because the puzzle around here, they really help to hone in the different things that you're going to be doing throughout the game to solve these puzzles. And there's another area over here. And this time I'm just going to be freeing and defeating a bunch of pancakes. There's worse ways to spend an evening, are there not? I don't exactly know what the hearts that Ittle is eating are. I like to imagine that there's some kind of pudding or jello or something. But I guess there's other things that they could be. And here's this area's piece of paper. Well earned. It does take 4 to get another heart, for anyone wondering, and I think all of this game's damage is taken in quarter hearts. Somewhere around here's another hidden area. Well, Ittle actually doesn't wear shoes. She runs everywhere barefoot. Okay, so for this room, I need to defeat these not pea hats that are fluttering around. And that will get me to the treasure chest in there. Most of them, simple enough. And then there's one guy who's just stuck back there, and I have to find a way to get in. And to do that, I need to move bombs around. And I need to use bombs to clear paths to other bombs so that I can get in there. So I think this is a good puzzle where I can use a little skipping trick. And there we are. Now let's step out here and take a quick look. I have found everything in this area. Let me go back real quick and see if I can find that last bit of a conversation that I said I found before. If I can't, then I'll just bring us back about where we were. This won't take much time for you. Yeah, I couldn't make it happen, sorry. I swear the first time I did it, I triggered some sort of a glitch or something. I moved through a wall I wasn't supposed to move through, and it just triggered a conversation. But anyway, here we are, back at the path to the castle. You can see how those one-way doors work, and that is probably good for the first episode. So next time around, we'll go back into the castle with the fire sword and see what new areas we can explore. So thanks for watching. See you next time.